Hello, and welcome back. It is once again time for some Final Fantasy XIV. There were more side quests. I found a side quest in Girabania, the Alamigan quarter, called Ruby Doomsday. So we'll be checking that out. Also, I've got many. If you didn't see, I got a bunch of Magic the Gathering cards from the Final Fantasy set. I'll show off some of them. These are the art cards. Here, Cloud. There's very bright. Yeah, it's not helping. There. Heidelin. Pretty. And then Dancer, Chakrams, Grahatia, Tifa, and Sephiroth. And then I went to card shop, got some cards, and also got this Sin art. But got some. I'll show off the rares and the 3 mega or mythic rares that I got. So we got, for mythic rares, we've got here Cloud, Vivi, adorable, and Kefka, who's a flip card. And yes, I have put some of the clear sleeves on all of my all the rares and all of the what's it called? Brain. Holographic. There, finally. Brain just sitting there buffering. But we got Noctis. I don't know, I feel like the... Yeah, maybe if I like move it off to this side here. Yeah, kinda. Yeah, Noctis. We got Squall. We got Genova. We got... Set these... Nova. Got Balthar and Fran, Sarah, the Wandering Minstrel, Excalibur 2, Machinist Arsenal, Moogle's Valor, Minwu, what is it? Jador, Aristocratic Capital. Got Matoya, the Lunar Whale. Oh yeah, this one I got. I bought a commander deck of Titus Commander, the Precon. And it came with a little, like, sample pack of collector cards with 2 cards in it, and one of them was this Observed Stasis rare, which is the observer guy from on the moon. Right? And it looks really cool. I like that art. Then we got Memories Returning. I actually got 2. Then the Water Crystal. Leviathan. Cain. This... I think this is one of the other of the 2 that I got, maybe? Interceptor Shadow's Hound. That or it's from one of the other packs I got. Alright, so we've got Arden. We've got Cecil, Dark Knight, which is a flip card. Turns into Cecil, was it Redeemed Paladin? Vincent Valentine. He flips into the Galleon Beast. Then Xenos Galvus flips into Shinryu Transcendent Rival. Get the Fire Crystal, which is holographic and looks sick. Summon Brynhildr. Zeldinkt. Tyrion Wild Rose Warrior. Seifer. Alme. Triple Triad. Esper Origins, which flips into Esper Maduin. And then Titan, which is also holographic. And A Realm Reborn. And then this card I did get from a pack yesterday. Xenarchand Ancient Metropolis. It's very cool. It's got the Sorcery Adventure. Create a 1/1 colorless hero. Put a +1/+1 counter on it for each land you control. Then you exile this card and you may play the land later from exile. Which is crazy. Because that means that you can cast it as a sorcery to get a 1/1 colorless creature with an extra +1/+1 on it. And then you can, well, extra +1/+1 for each land you currently control, which, depending, if you've got a Soul Ring, you'd have potentially fewer lands, but it costs 4 and 2 green, so that's 6. If you've got 6 lands on the board, then that's a 7/7 colorless hero token on the field. And then you can play this land on to the field as well. So we got some cool cards. We got some really cool cards in here. I ended up with 6 Rufuses. 6 of them. It's ridiculous. Okay. And then we've also got some, like, borderless cards along with some full art cards. So I'll show off those. We've got Mughal's Valor. We've got Lindblum. We've got Summon Garuda, which looks pretty. Fang. Fearless Icy. Now this one, it flips, but it's a fusion. You gotta have the other half of the card in order to flip it. And the other half is Vanille Cheerful Icy, which I didn't pull, but I have purchased it. I put in an order online to get that card. Specifically the same, you know, borderless card so that it matches. I ordered that one. I ordered the Hildebrand card, of course, and then I also ordered, because my local card shop didn't have it, sadly, I ordered the... Brain, why do you do this to me? The commander precon for Ishtola. Ishtola commander precon. I read that. And also an Emmett Selk card. So we've got many little cards coming in. So we got the other half of this card coming in. A Hildebrand, a Ishtola deck, and an Emmett Selk. Then we've also got Hot Demon Girlfriend Ifrit here. And then moving on to the full arts, which are, I realized, actually just other actual Magic the Gathering cards that already existed as far as effects go. And that's what the little name underneath their name is. So it tells you, yeah, this is totally Garnet Till Alexandros the 17th, which I got just yesterday from a pack or something. I think it's from a pack. And then the effects, the actual effects, is really just Loran of the Third Path. Legendary creature, human artificer. Vigilance. When it enters, destroy up to one target artifact or enchantment. Tap, you and target opponent each draw a card. Hey, that's nice. That's nice. You can be like, hey, don't worry. I know I destroyed something, but draw a card, buddy. Draw a card. And then we got Bart's. He's very bright here. Bart's closer. He's apparently rare. Also got the Strahl, which is also rare. The Imperial City, which is really cool. It looks real cool. It's effectively the Wall of Omens. But yeah, really cool art. I got Squall. And Wild Rose Rebellion. Battle at the Big Bridge with Gilgamesh. And then, what is it? Baron Rivalry. A Promise Fulfilled. Newfound Adventure. And Vane. Carudus Solidor. For 12. Those are all the rares and the borderless and the full arts. But I also got Omega Heartless Evolution, which is cool. Especially since we just recently went through that storyline. And I've also got Ignis and Prompto, but I do not have the 4th Road Trip Boy. No 4th Road Trip Boy. So sad. But here we are. Let's actually get into the game here. Shall we? Ruby Doomsday. Ah, Janasia. Glad you could make it. As you may have heard, Commander Aldin has given orders to embark from Alliance headquarters. To hold back the advance of the Empire's latest menace. Not that the soldiers stationed there are too chuffed about being on the front line against these new weapons. If they're designed to slay primals, they'd make short work of us mere mortals as well. Mind you, it's Gaius Baelsar and his followers who've led the charge so far, by all accounts. They've been giving as good as they get. Giving as good as they can. Where is it? I put him away. Where are you? Where'd he go? Hang on. Let me see. One moment. Alright. I'm back. Sorry. I was showing these two cards to my brother, and that's why they were not here. I had to go and get them, but... Gaius Van Baelsar? Is that who you are talking about, sir? And then... Ultima! Which... If you weren't there on Thursday, I pulled Gaius from one of the packs, and I was like, such devastation! This was not my intention. And then I later pulled Ultima, which literally, at the bottom there, the flavor text just is that exact quote. And I'm like, gosh dang it, you kid me. I really just said the quote and then later pulled the card that has the quote. Ain't no way. But yeah. Got some cool cards in here. Also, side note, just the Titus deck is kind of crazy. It's really kind of crazy, man. It's all about +1/+1 counters. Well, counters in general, but it's got a lot of stuff that gives +1/+1 counters, and there's a couple of proliferate cards, and it seems like it goes pretty crazy. Anyways, unfortunately, their sorties have met with little success. I dare say they'd benefit greatly from your presence on the battlefield. If you're ready, my colleague over at Porta Praetoria will show you the way. Yeah. Let me hop on my Harley Davidson motorcycle. Loxeld. Interesting that they would use the word lock here in Garabania. Being as lock is a Scottish word, just means lake. Ah, I guess I could have teleported over. Oh well. The Sultry. The High Bank. Look at that pyre, dude. That's gotta be a pain to maintain, though. Being up at that peak like that? How do you get those logs up there? How do you stack them like that, going through the mountain? How do you manage that? Well, resistance fighter.
On your way to headquarters, I take it?
Yeah, I guess so. Hello, Gaius.
So, your mind is set. Then I shall apprise you of the situation. We have discovered that the previously abandoned Ultima Weapon project is being helmed by the reformed 7th Legion. They have already succeeded in producing several prototypes, one of which is set to be deployed on the Eorzean front. Its name, the Ruby Weapon. Severa and I were able to get within striking distance during one of its test runs, and made an attempt to destroy it.
An attempt that ended in failure, alas. Based on our knowledge of the original Ultima weapon, the explosives we employed should have been sufficient to blast through its armor plating, but they barely left a mark. We suspect the gifts of its predecessor may have proven the source of its resilience.
As you well know, the Ultima weapon was designed to absorb ether from icons, and the Ruby weapon no doubt shares that ability. If any were summoned during the uprisings in Garlemald's occupied territories, and thereafter consumed, our enemy would become all the more formidable. But its near impenetrable armor was only the beginning of our troubles. It fought back with whip-like claws that can be extended and contracted at will. In the face of such opposition, we were forced to withdraw.
Gaius was injured shielding me from the Ruby weapon's assault. Even now he struggles to stand. It all. If I hadn't been so careless, this wouldn't have happened.
You need not concern yourself. Let us not forget that I am the one who initiated the Ultima Weapon project. If I must give my life to bury this shameful legacy, then so be it.
If you were to face it as you are now, you'd be cut down before you even hobbled within firing distance. In any case, we can't afford to lose the information in your head, on both the foe we face and the Empire itself. We all know that asking for Genosi's assistance presents our best chance of stopping that war machina.
'Tis true that if anyone were capable of putting down such a monstrosity, it would be her.
I mean, yeah, I killed the last one.
Though I have no right to ask this of you, will you lend us your strength?
I do this for Eorzea.
You have my thanks.
And mine, though I must impress upon you the urgency of our situation. We have received word that the Empire is preparing to advance on the Gimalt Dark. That is where we will intercept them. If our fears are proving correct, the Ruby weapon will be among their host. Should it break through our lines, there is no telling the devastation it will wreak. Make no mistake, the very survival of Eorzea hangs in the balance. Once you have steeled yourself for the battle ahead, your escort will lead the way.
What price must the world pay for my hubris?
We shall see. A short while earlier, in the Garlean-occupied city of Wurlitz Magitech something. Facility, probably. Something like that. Yeah, that doesn't exactly look like the Ultima weapon.
Commencing Ruby weapon activation sequence. All units stand by. Initiating synthetic orocyte system. Fusion successful. No signs of incompatibility. Awaiting your signal. Ruby weapon, codename Darnus. Ready for launch.
That thing looks much more organic than mechanical. What's going on here?
Valdolin has briefed me on our mission. I am to take you as far as our expected point of contact with the Ruby weapon. Once we arrive, the rest is up to you, I'm afraid.
Cinder Drift, now accessible. Alright. Thinking we'll give it a try with Dark Knight. But it is level 80, so it might need Dark. Oh wait. Cinder Drift, there we go. Might require some assistance, we'll see. Surely 20 levels is planning to solo.
Enemy detected. Commencing attack.
Sabita, hotter, sabita, hotter, sabita.
Darkness comes, rends the shield of light. Destruction, salvation, Ultima.
What? How do I... Oh, I gotta stay on the... snake button. Okay, that's interesting. I won't see them coming? Are you sure about that? 'Cause I'm pretty sure I'm seeing them coming right now. Yeah. You didn't even get through my shielding. blackest night.
The shield of love, salvation ultima.
Oh, okay. Simple. Got the hardest speed. You don't seem to be using it. Something different this time.
Darkness unread the shield of love, destruction.
Ignore all warnings. Oh, yeah. Oh no, that was it. You're dead.
This can't be! The ruby weapon is unstoppable! I'm sorry, everyone. This is the end for me. Activating Oversoul. Increasing pilot override rate to 100%. Synthetic Aurosite switching to Oversoul mode. Loading data sample. Dawn combat ready. Data ready. Initiating organic core.
What is this? No! Stop! No! I'm not! No! I'm... That doesn't look good. I am Nail Fandanus. Come to purify this forsaken land.
The limit gauge resets. What limit gauge? I ain't got one. Medium deflection. Download reborn at 100%. Raven's Midge.
Did I dodge that?
Wait a minute.
Or maybe it just said dodge. That was actually Darkest Night. Off, or like attach both at the same time. Uh-oh. That's probably not good. Yeah, that's not good. Huh. Good music, but I get the feeling I don't have enough DPS to deal with this. Megatron's persona. Well, perhaps I need to keep away from each other, don't I? Yeah. That's the problem. Yep. One more shot. See if I can DPS down the one before the other one gets over here. We'll save our clone for that. Killed one. That's good. Still might not be. Oh, here we go. Oh, yes! Cool. Belwood may fall, but I will remain standing. Will you? Vengeance shall be mine! Death to the undeserving! Oh, I want to get behind you. Protection. I don't know what that's all about. It's fine. Why is Stella reborn at 100? Wait a minute. What do I do about that? Wait, how is this? Was it something to do with those 4 things going around? Huh. Got that part done. I'm not sure what it wants for the other Downward Reborn. Goes up to 100%. So how do I reduce that? Well, I should for this one. Meteors falling. I don't know if we're going to see 100%. Versus unthinkable. What do you want? Okay, so I blocked one of them. Oh. 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 I see. Hello, Gala. Yeah, it looks like I need to have other people. Not enough to power through solo. Party finder there. It's one of the US ones. It's a newer one though. Yeah, I think it I want to say it released last year or something like that. Crystal. Cool. Yeah, pretty sure it's one of the North America servers. That's true. Oh, yeah, yep. That's perfectly fine. two-man it. Okay. So it is possible to two-man it, at least. That's good to know. So if needs be. In the meantime. What kind of advice? For like, what, hiding the server or something? Oh. Why is that? Really? Oh, like other people get mad about showing up on someone's stream? Huh. I didn't know. No one's ever complained to me. So, like, I guess forename abbreviated? Huh. Weird. First name abbreviated. Oh, like surname abbreviated? Is that? Oh, like that. Okay. Gotcha. Like that? Is that what you're saying I should do? No! Well, we got another. Oh, wait. Oh, they came back this tank. Gotcha. See what? No, I don't know how you see less names. Or, oh yeah, no, cause, so I guess this stays, it doesn't change the party thing. It changes the chat, I mean, unless there's like another thing for party. Yeah. Party list. There it is. There it is. I found it. It's under UI party list. Yeah. I mean, I've been... How long has it been? Like... I think 3? Has it been 3 years since I started streaming? Yeah, I'm sure, you know, people can get self-conscious and all that. Want to accommodate. I've just never heard of anybody complaining about it, but then again, I haven't been advertising in Party Finders that I'm streaming or anything. Cool. Filling up, just one more person. They don't know, don't hurt them, yeah. I think I can't recall, but at least for this game, I've been streaming in general for longer than that. But I think I started Final Fantasy XIV in like July of 22 or something. I know it was like around the time when they were talking about Endwalker releasing. It was around when I started. Yeah. Because I remember I had actually like purchased the game or whatever at the Endwalker like pre-order bundle thing. Sorry, there's a little tiny baby spider on my mic. It's distracting me. But yeah, so I got the like pre-order Endwalker thing that gave me a scythe. And that's when I started. So whenever that was. Not sure what this little spider thinks she's doing. Not a great place to build a web, I'd say. Anyways, looks like we're all good to go. The Cinder Drift.
philosophy.
Yeah, it is like, you've never heard the music? Missing out then. I actually, this is my first time obviously doing the fight, but I've heard the song on Spotify because the Primals put out a album. A bunch of songs, including this one. It is a banger. Yeah. I know some people prefer to just go no music. Especially for the harder fights of savages and stuff. So maintain your focus. But I love the Final Fantasy music. I love to rock out to it. Generally pretty safe with Final Fantasy, though sometimes Twitch will mute a section and be like, ah, that's a song from Final Fantasy, and it's like, yeah, that's the game I'm playing. But it's whatever. Yeah, they mute an entire stream, really. I've never seen that before. I've seen them mute sections, like wherever the music pops up from. I've never seen them mute an entire one of my streams. That's crazy. Yep. Yeah, that does suck. I know. I mean, obviously in this case, you couldn't really, but there is opportunity to repeal if you're like, no, this song is royalty free. You can appeal it, which has happened to me because I've done like art streams before, and during those, I'll play royalty-free music. Specifically, music that is made for streamers to play during their streams. And Twitch would be like, this section of your stream had a copyright song by this person. I'm like, no, that's not even the song that was playing, Twitch. No. And then they're like, oh, my bad. It's not used anymore. Someone in the chat. Remember to keep the ad spread. Imagine yourself as Moses. Yeah. It's frustrating. Yeah. What's really annoying though is when YouTube says, oh no, this is copywritten. And it's like, no it's not. It was specifically copyright-free music, YouTube. It's not even the song you're... Or actually, one time it was the song he was claiming, but it was some other group that maybe they were representing the artist, but the artist specifically said these songs free to use. So I was like, excuse me. That took a while to get YouTube to clear the copyright claim. Here we go. Blocking the comment. Take it out, please. Fire speeds. There we go. Nice. We did it. Hello, Gaius.
Even from afar, your figure was unmistakable. As ever, an impressive display. Though, as I am sure you will concur, the Ultima weapon pales in comparison to this new monstrosity. If their research is allowed to continue, the next model will be nigh on unstoppable. With that in mind, the Alliance has enlisted the help of... Wait. I hear something.
Hello?
Here to sift through what remains of the Ruby weapon, are you? Ali, what do you think you're doing? Ali? Father! It has been too long, Alphonse. And you too, Rex. Given that the Empire is proceeding with the weapon project and making inroads into Eorzea, I suppose it was only a matter of time until our paths crossed. It's wonderful to see you again, Father. Although I can't say I think much of the company you've been keeping.
I know a lot's happened, but I'm just glad you're all right. And now, you can come back to Garlemald with us.
My days serving the Empire are over.
Because you're suspected of assassinating Emperor Varus? But we know you'd never do a thing like that. There must be a way to prove your innocence. Then everything can go back to the way it was. So he found you two shivering on the roadside when he was going through Werlit? Lucky for you, eh? If he hadn't, we'd probably be dead by now. As for us three, our parents all died in the epidemic. We'd still be begging on street corners if it weren't for him. I just wish there was a way we could repay Lord Gaius for all the kindness he's shown us. He fights for the Empire, so we should too. That'll make him proud of us. You're saying we should join the army? I don't think that's such a good idea. Everyone in Werlit was scared of the Garleans. Why would we want to be like them? Lord Gaius is different. I know he is. You're right. He always says that the strong should lead the weak. Maybe that's why he took us in. Alright, if becoming a soldier is what it takes, I'll do it. Who's with me? Count me in. And maybe one day, people will look up to us like we do Lord Gaius. Then it's settled. From now on, we're all brothers and sisters fighting for the same cause. Brothers and sisters? Then that would make Lord Gaius our father? Well, if he doesn't mind us calling him that, I suppose so. And that makes you our big brother, since you're the oldest. You'd better be nice to us, or I'm telling father. Haha.
So where's the other two?
Father, since you went away, a lot has changed in the Empire, for us too. If we'd known that you were still out there, still alive, none of this would have happened.
What do you mean?
The truth is,
Was one of the other two the one in the ruby thing?
If you go, I will not stop you. But answer me this. Who was plotting the ruby weapon? We all know that Nail Van Darnis has not returned from the dead. Who do you think?
It was Melisandre.
No. No, I refuse to believe that. I refuse to believe you would let that happen. She was a sister to you, to all of you.
We only want to finish what you started. And while we will never forget all you have done for us, the next time we meet, it shall be as enemies. Goodbye, Father.
As for you, hero of Eorzea, you'll pay for what you did to Melisandre. I swear it.
What I did? It had nothing to do with me. Okay, that was all your ruby weapon. I just put a stop for what she became. Or put a stop to what she became. Gaius. And Sid. What's up, Sid?
Well, well. Gaius van Baelsa, we meet again. Come to see how your precious weapon project has been proceeding in your absence, have you? You are come to collect data on the ruby weapon, correct? The pilot, Melisandre, should still be inside the cockpit. I will ask Valdolin to escort you to the wreckage.
Any idea who this Melisandre is? An imperial crony of his, perhaps? She was like a... well, she saw him as like a father to her. One of the orphans. Gaius always did have an eye for talent, and a mind to nurture it. In fact, Livius Sas Junius was another protege of his. Oh yeah, another person I killed. He even took me under his wing when my father became obsessed with the Meteor Project. It's strange that I felt closer to Gaius than my own flesh and blood. Then, my father and countless others lost their lives in the Bozcha incident. Although he was acting under Emperor Solus's orders, he masterminded the whole thing. I'd begged him to reconsider, to put an end to this madness, but my words fell on deaf ears. That's when I turned to Gaius for support. But he was as much a pawn of the Emperor as my father, and refused to intervene. And when my turn came to serve, I defected and fled to Eorzea. I blamed Gaius as much as any of them, perhaps even more, for the barbaric acts carried out in the name of conquest. But when we met at the Praetorium, all the hatred that had been festering inside me seemed to fade away, and I remembered the man I once respected. To think the dreaded Black Wolf was a mere plaything of the Ascians, who left him broken and disgraced, having sent thousands of his men to early graves. It's more than most could bear. And now the lives of the children he raised hang in the balance. Any personal grievances I have with Gaius can wait. I'd best gather what information I can on the ruby weapon, but I'll be back as soon as possible. What's up now, Gaius?
If Sid is as I remember him, it will not take long for him to finish investigating the remains of the ruby weapon. He never was one to waste time.
My engineers are still in the field, but there's something I thought you should know right away. It's about the pilots. I'm not sure how to tell you this, but...
If Melisandre is dead, I only hope she was not made to suffer.
Death would have been a kindness. In all my years, I've never seen such a pervasion of science and nature. Her body was fused with the ruby weapon's core. Those last moments must have been spent in pure agony as her very life's essence was drained from her.
So, she was sacrificed to power that infernal machine.
We must act quickly if we are to prevent the Empire from committing further atrocities. Trinosia, is there any other information you can share with us regarding the ruby weapon prior to its deactivation?
Nail Van Darnus. Did the Legatus mean that much to Melisandre?
From what I gather, it sounds as if data based on Nail's combat capabilities was used to override the pilot's consciousness after she was fused with the core. If this technology is perfected and the Empire begins implanting the memories of renowned warriors such as the White Raven into its soldiers, the Alliance won't stand a chance.
Is such a thing even possible?
That's more or less how soul crystals work. A similar method of transference was used on the prototype Estinian fought, was it not? That's more or less how soul crystals work.
Yes, it seems that such crystals are in common use throughout Eorzea. An ancient but effective means of passing on knowledge from one generation to the next.
While it may bear some similarities, we won't know for certain until we've analyzed the wreckage of the ruby weapon.
It cannot be denied that combining combat data from an experienced soldier with the powers of an icon has yielded remarkable results. But in doing so, the Empire has sunk to the very depths of depravity. This is beyond forgiveness.
For once, I agree with you. Yet one question remains unanswered. How were they able to obtain data on someone who was supposedly killed prior to the calamity?
That's what I'm trying to determine. There is one possibility I'd like to explore, but I'll need to carry out a more thorough investigation first.
Severa will provide support while you are in the field. Not only is she extremely well versed in the latest in Guardian technology, there are few soldiers I would rather have watching my back. In the meantime, Valdor...
Well, thank you for the follow, Itzkala. Much appreciated.
In the meantime, Valdorin and I will follow the ruby weapon's tracks back to its point of origin. We will learn what we can of the weapon project and the manner in which Alphonse and the others are involved.
20 minutes, wow.
Should we uncover anything of value, we will relay it to the troops stationed here. For now, I suggest you use this lull in Garlean activity to recuperate.
Would I be correct in guessing that this belated reunion with those darling orphans of yours has stirred up memories of your time in Garlemald? Remember our agreement, Gaius. If you so much as think of returning to your Imperial masters, I will kill you. Huh. Yeah, that is odd. So I'm definitely streaming under Final Fantasy XIV. Strange. So you put down the ruby weapon? Gods, I wish I could have seen it. Not from too close, mind. I suppose I should report news of your victory to the higher-ups. I realize you must have been through quite the ordeal, but could you give me a quick summary of the battle? You make it sound so easy. From the way you tell it, anyone would think you slay hulking brutes like that for a living. I do. That's what I do. I'll put all this into a report and leave a copy over there, should you fancy a bit of light reading. Anyway, I expect you've got more pressing matters to take care of, like going for a celebratory pint. If the Garleans pluck up the courage to come knocking again, we'll let you know. Until then, rest up.
Meanwhile, in the Whirlit Magitech installation...
We should have told him the truth. He'd be able to help us. I know he would.
That's exactly the problem, Ali. If he knew the true nature of the weapon project, he'd find some way to interfere. We've come too far to back down now. I won't let Melisandre's death be in vain. It already is. Even if that means going against Father's wishes. Cheer up, Alphonse. We can all go back to being one big happy family after we've dealt with those pesky Eorzeans. It'll be just like old times. If only it were that simple. There's no guarantee any of us will make it back alive. Excuse me? I think you're forgetting whose turn it is next. O ye of little faith. With me at the helm of the sapphire weapon, it'll be over before you know it.
Whatever happens, Rex, promise you'll come back to us. I couldn't bear to lose you too.
Dude, don't hop into another one of these weapons. Reports. No. Thought it would be... Ah. You're probably the one that unlocks the hard mode or savage mode or whatever. Don't blame me if I smash you to smithereens. Did you say some... Whatever it was, I'm sure you were offering heartfelt words of encouragement It's the support of fans such as yourself that makes this such a worthwhile hobby. I'm proud to say my work adorns the homes of many like-minded Machina lovers. The Ultima Weapon and Magitech Reaper miniatures, to name but two of my creations, are especially popular. Of course, I wouldn't be much of an engineer if I only made inanimate ornaments. Behold, I have restored this elegant relic, added a few flourishes of my own, and dubbed it the Real Virtual Combat Simulation Experiencinator. By feeding it various pieces of data, such as images of my replicas and so on, it is able to recreate a range of combat scenarios. For research purposes, of course. Not entertainment, oh no! I can see you're practically champing at the bit to give it a try. There's no stopping you, intrepid adventurer types. It won't be long until my latest work is complete. All that remains are one or two final adjustments, so don't go anywhere. Of late, all I can think about is weapons, weapons, weapons. I channel this passion into crafting homages of my favorite war machina, which is more than a mere hobby. It is the wind in my sails. The ruby weapon? The ruby weapon? A fine choice! Please allow me a moment to prepare. Feast your eyes on the likeness of the Crimson Conqueror, the Vermilion Villain, the Scarlet Scoundrel, the one and only ruby weapon! As I am sure you remember, its most prominent characteristics were its impregnable armor plating, adroitly depicted here, and its long, flexible claws, which are, well, you'll just have to imagine those for now. The head, the arched neck are somewhat reminiscent of a ravenous void scent, which may be the result of having absorbed a primal, possibly even one summoned by those resisting the Empire. In that sense, it could even be considered an ally of sorts. No, I don't think so. Ah, there I go, getting carried away as usual. I can tell you've absorbed about as much information as you can handle for now, so why don't we fire up the Real Virtual Combat Simulation Experiencinator? You'd best brace yourself, because even I don't know what's going to happen. Sir? Extreme now accessible. The totems earned in the Sorrow of Willet can be exchanged for gear and other items by speaking with Santana in Revenant's Toll. Cool. A resistance officer. A gift for me? Sleep now in Sapphire. Genosia, I'm afraid we haven't much in the way of information to share from the front line. We have, however, received word that Gaius wishes to speak with you at Alliance headquarters. I've arranged an escort to take you to headquarters, so when you're ready to depart, speak with the fellow over there. Alrighty. Resistance fighter. Take me to Gaius. Ready to head out? Yeah. Severa, I was told Gaius wanted to talk with me.
Good, you're here. The Ironworks have completed their analysis of the ruby weapon, and Sid Garland wishes to share his findings. I take it you can spare a few moments? Very good. Please wait here while I inform him of your arrival.
Glad you could make it, Genosia. I'm sure you're as anxious as anyone to hear what we've uncovered.
Yeah.
Our early hypotheses were proven correct. The Guardians have designed a system whereby a pilot's consciousness can be forcibly supplanted with data based on the memories and experience of another. So even a rank amateur could obtain the combat capabilities of a seasoned warrior.
Sorry. That was Severa. So even a rank amateur could obtain the combat capabilities of a seasoned warrior?
Precisely. And we learned how this was made possible when we opened the cockpit. The monitors were still operational, and among the messages displayed, one particular phrase caught my attention: synthetic orosite system.
Which is what exactly?
Well, the core of the Ultima weapon was referred to as the Heart of Sabik by the Ascians. We believe it to have been a type of orosite. I can't say much for the synthetic sort of at this stage, but I've encountered real orosite before. It was extremely potent, perhaps equal in power to the Heart of Sabik. It's unclear whether the Garlean's simulacrum possesses the same properties as genuine orosite, but I intend to follow this avenue of inquiry to see where it leads.
What we do know is that it was used to implant the combat data of Nail Van Darnus into the pilot, who has been presumed dead since before the calamity. Are you any closer to discovering how they were able to retrieve this data?
The link didn't occur to Gaius at first, but he later told me of devices fitted to the Magitech armor of the Empire's high-ranking officers. There is reason to believe they were designed to emulate the soul crystals used throughout Eorzea.
Yes, that was rumored to be its true purpose, but it was never publicly acknowledged. Perhaps those in the upper echelons of command wanted to avoid comparisons to the so-called savages they were meant to be conquering.
There is also the question of whether this system even functions as intended. From what we've seen, we can assume they were successful in gathering combat data of those wearing armor equipped with the device. If the comparison with the soul crystals is valid, perhaps this data was transferred via ether. However, it seems that it extracted not only memories relating to combat, but the soldier's very essence. As you saw, the pilot succumbed entirely to the will of Van Darnus. Though this is merely supposition, it's possible that being fused with the ruby weapon's core accelerated the process and caused the deceased legatus to manifest in corporeal form.
Could it be that the death of the pilot was caused by the system malfunctioning?
It's hard to say. The ruby weapon itself was still largely intact when it deactivated, which strongly implies that it was the synthetic orosite running amok that killed her, rather than the damage incurred during the battle. But even after our analysis, I'm afraid we still don't have enough information. For now, perhaps we should consult with Gaius as to our next plan of action. Hey, Gaius.
Valdulin has come bearing vital information.
I traced the ruby weapon's path back to the occupied territory of Wurlit, which appears to be where it was built.
My grasp of geography is surprisingly poor. Can't you enlighten me? Where's Wurlit? While Alamigo is placed on the western edge of Gimlit, Werleat lies on the opposite side, to the east. It was once a proud and prosperous city until it was brought to its knees by the Imperial invaders. You seem rather well informed. Perhaps I should have taken you with me. I thought that much was common knowledge.
It is also where Alphonse and the others were born. And now the weapon project has brought them home.
Yes. The place is now rife with Imperials. They've established an airship supply depot in the coastal town of Turncliffe. According to the locals, something resembling one of the weapons was transported there a few days ago.
This bodes ill indeed. Were it possible, I would attempt to capture Alphonse and his followers before they can launch an offensive. However, the distance between here and Turncliffe presents a considerable obstacle, and in all likelihood, their weapon will be ready long before we arrive. Approaching by sea would allow us to save time by circumventing their ground-based troops, provided we were able to secure a vessel.
Or you could use the Enterprise and take the most direct route of all. As the crow flies, in fact. This is the perfect chance to put my top-secret plan into action.
And might I ask what that entails?
It wouldn't be much of a secret if I told you, now would it? What I can say is there's a starring role planned for you, Genosia. Why so surprised? You didn't think I'd let you get off that easily, did you? It'll be here soon, so don't go anywhere.
Is that so, Sid?
I see Sid still delights in keeping others in suspense. I can only hope he does not make us wait over long.
Level sync. The new and improved Enterprise, is it? Or, oh, there's multiple ships. And what is this? Hey Sid, what is this? Excuse me, Sid. Is this an Ultima weapon? Is this a Gundam?
Here it is, Genosia.
Or is this an angel?
I present Garland Ironworks' adaptation of the Ultima Warrior, the G-Warrior.
Definitely not the Gundam Warrior.
I know elegant design when I see it. Excavated from one of their ruins, no doubt.
As is La, to be precise. We came across it during the course of our investigations, and decided it would be a shame to let it go to waste.
And you will be taking this refitted relic to face the enemy head-on, yes? Perhaps my knowledge of the Ultima weapon will be of use.
I'm counting on it, as it happens. But first, we'll need to perform a test run in the simulator before throwing you into battle. Come, we haven't much time.
So I get to pilot it, do I?
Let's begin the G-Warrior training simulation. I've prepared 3 trials to teach you the basics. First, I want you to try attacking the guidance system. Don't worry, it won't fight back. The G-Warrior is armed with a range of weaponry. Now's your chance to learn what it's capable of.
Alright. So let's see, we've got Final Flourish combo. Executes the following weapon skills in succession. Ether Cannon. An aspect damage opponents of 600. Recast 2 seconds. It's an instant. Ether Mine. Deals unaspected damage with opponents of 300 to target and all enemies nearby it. Increases target's damage taken by 20%. Ooh. Duration 60 seconds. Recast of 30 seconds, though. Wait, that means that you could definitely just keep using it and keep the effect up. That's nice. Costs 800 mana, though. Or EP, I guess. Deals unaspected damage to opponents of 1200 to all enemies in a straight line before you. Triggers cooldown of weapon skills and spells upon execution. Recast 5 seconds. And it takes 250 to cast. 2.50 seconds. Restores up to 40% of own HP and 30% of own EP. Cool. Auto Restoration. There's also Heretic Booster. Reduces cast time and recast time and weapon skills by 25%. Increases movement speed by 25%. HP is drained while in use. Yeah. Reduces damage taken by 50%. EP is drained while in use. Okay. So we got our melee slice. And we got beam. Of course. Ether Mine. Make him vulnerable. Ultimate Buster. Cool. Dead.
So far, so good. Let's move on to something a bit more advanced, shall we? The G-Warrior also comes equipped with the Pyretic Booster, which diverts even more power to its weapons and increases its speed and maneuverability. This, however, comes at a price. Activating it places a huge strain on the G-Warrior, so it must only be used in short bursts. That's why it's best to practice here before heading into battle. Now, try activating the Pyretic Booster.
Okay.
Woo! You'll notice that your movement speed is much improved, but as shown on your monitor, the G-Warrior becomes more and more structurally unstable as time passes. To deactivate the Pyretic Booster, press the same button again. Auto Restoration can mitigate a certain amount of damage incurred, but don't rely on it to carry you through the battle. Now, to try using the Pyretic Booster to destroy the target. This time, the node will launch wide-reaching attacks in quick succession, but with your increased movement speed, you should have no trouble evading them.
Alright. Woo! Ether Mine. Oh, my EP does not automatically replenish. That's something to keep in mind. Oh.
work, Genosia. You'd best deactivate the Pyrrhic booster while I explain the final trial. We've covered offense, now to look at defense. This is where the ethereal Aegis should come in handy. Unfortunately, you can't keep the barrier up indefinitely. It will drain the G-Warrior's power reserves. You might even run out of energy for the weapons, so watch out. First, let's try deploying the ethereal Aegis. The monitor shows how much power is being drained. Don't let it get too low. That's enough for now. Turn off the barrier using the same button used to deploy it. For the last trial, we'll use the ethereal Aegis while attempting to destroy the target. Unlike before, there is no way to escape its attacks, so you'll need to weather them using the barrier.
Gotcha. Here we go. Start with the mine.
You're a natural. All right, that's everything. Time to end the simulation.
Clap.
Are you sufficiently prepared?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Then we shall depart for Turncliffe at once.
Off we go. So am I gonna get a mount to this thing? Because I feel like that's what my mystery gift is gonna be. And that's pretty sick, if it is. Though I suppose it might also just be a minion. We shall see. Uh-oh.
It seems they were expecting us. But who is the pilot?
Genosia, we're almost there. You'd better have your wits about you.
Initiate combat mode.
I have control. G-Warrior, do the thing! We'll go initiate combat mode.
Now, get ready to strike.
It's time to fry this overgrown squid. It's too late to back up. G-Warrior, engage! It's time to fry this overgrown squid. Speak the hot of Sabiki.
And save some for me. For research purposes, that is.
This is sick.
Yeah.
Witness. Hey! Get back here.
Darkness, rent the shield of light. Destruction, salvation. I can't afford to lose. It's all or nothing. Activating Oversoul. Hydra's combat sample ready. No! I can't! Hold on! I will be monitoring the situation from the air. Follow my instructions and eliminate the target. Yeah!
Time to rock out. As a true G warrior. Hot up, Sabik, the hot up, Sabik, the hot up, Sabik.
It must have absorbed an aquatic icon. Be sure to use the Paretic Booster and Ethereal Aegis. Darkness, come, rend the shield of light. Destruction.
Oh, I was not in his area. Whatever.
Submerged.
Switch.
It's preparing to strike. Quickly deploy the Aegis.
Yeah, I have it deployed. Not that it's really helping. Damn it! No, you know what? I'll turn off the one that's draining my health because I'm getting low. Whoa, that's a lot.
Rend the shield of light. Destruction. Salvation.
What? Oh, because I'm running out of EP. Running out of EP. Need more. Okay. So I do need to kill those things. Good to know. Looks like I need to... be a little more careful with my shield and power boost. Hello, NRA. How's it going? How what? this time we're getting completely out of their range.
Witness.
Use the Imperial Aegis. Yeah, I've got it. Side. Good. That off. Oh, deploy these? Okay. Cover.
Ultima Buster. Ultima Buster.
Gotta take care of all. Not quite all of them. You got that. There we go. Woo! Ready booster. Recover. There's Ultima. They playing outwards? Yeah, so staying in the inside. Except for the head. Rude. Oh. Optimized its mana. Alright. Oh, not again. Buster. Buster. Sapphire Ray.
Witness.
Boost. Darkness, come and the shield of light. Destroy salvation. Optimized it, huh? Simultaneous activation. What the? right. Oh, I can attack it. Cool. So it's like, there's nothing else out here. I'll send you to a watery grave. We'll see about that. It's got a lot of help. Got too much health. Okay. So I do have to kill him before he charges up. I thought might be a chance to survive it, but no. More knowledge accrued. Shut up, shut up. Look. I'm learning. He's surviving. Getting better all the time. Besides, we get to hear the song more. Rock out. How did you survive? Well, Sapphire weapon? Ah, finally breaching. Hey, I told you to do that. Think you'll send me to a watery grave. And we did it. So, do we get to keep the Gundam Angel? Oh, come on. Of course I was gonna make it this time. Now that I actually had all the information.
The target has been silenced.
Guess Squid never stood a chance.
Now that the immediate threat has been dealt with, we should gather what information we can in Turncliffe.
So that guy's dead too, isn't he?
You did well to pilot the G-Warrior so aptly in so short a time. And with the weapon largely intact, Sid and his researchers should be able to gather a wealth of valuable information. Before it is dismantled, perhaps we should take one last look upon our fallen foe.
You mean your fallen orphan? Oh, that wasn't long ago.
We should have known Father and his friends would track us down sooner or later. Now they're at our doorstep and the sapphire weapon still isn't ready. Even so, it should still be able to fend them off, or at least buy us some time. Not quite how I'd imagined it, but this seems as good a way to die as any.
No.
Rex, Rickon? Why are you still here? You're supposed to be moving the other weapons to a safe location.
You can take care of that, while I pilot the sapphire weapon.
What are you talking about? My hair matches the weapon. I get to pilot it. I'm the pilot, not you. There's no need to put your life on the line. Besides, it's still incomplete. It can barely perform basic maneuvers, so it'll be practically useless in a real fight.
We have a solution. Oversoul.
You want to end up like Melisandre?
No, of course not. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. But she didn't give her life in vain. The ruby weapon left behind data that's been used to improve the system, to prevent any further malfunctions.
What difference does that make? Once Oversoul is activated and the pilot fuses with the core, there's no way back.
That's why I should be the one to pilot the sapphire weapon, not you, Rex. Alphonse needs you. You and I both know I'm the least qualified pilot we have. There's less to lose if I don't make it back.
No, I won't let you.
Please, Rex, hear me out. Ever since we were children, I was the smallest, the weakest, too afraid to stand up for myself. But I had the best brothers and sisters a boy could wish for. You were always there for me, protected me. Now it's my turn to protect you. Take the other weapons and get out of here. See this through to the end. No, don't see it. You don't need to see it through to any end. Do it for me. For Melisandre. I'm counting on you, Rex. You're just gonna die. For nothing.
You always did have a stubborn streak. All right, Rickon. I won't let you down.
Just promise you'll wait for me. On the other side, we'll meet again, brother. What are y'all even fighting for? You all made me happier than I had any right to be. And now, I've finally found my purpose. I have no regrets. Come on, Sapphire. We may be far from perfect, but we have a job to do. Let's give Father something to remember us by. Y'all are all cuckoo. Hey, so it was Rickon in that thing.
The Echo, I presume. What did it reveal to you?
It was Rickon.
Rickon, my poor boy. You were braver than most could ever hope to be.
It's as we feared. I'm sorry, Gaius.
First Melissandia, now Recon! We must find the remaining weapons and end this madness!
Hey, Valdolin. Or Valdulin. However you pronounce your name. Valdolin? Tell me, what do you make of Gaius Balzar? I understand the two of you have been acquainted since his days as the Black Wolf. He claims to have shed his pelt when he took up the hunt for Asians. But he's still the same man deep down. He certainly kept quiet about having a flock of foster children back in the Empire, though. It seems he would rather bare his teeth to his former masters than allow harm to come to them. Yet try as I might, I cannot make sense of it. Does he truly fight for the good of mankind, as he would have us all believe? Or is he merely biding his time before he reveals his true colors? Whatever the answer may be, in the end he will always be a Garlean. And though there may be honorable men and women among them, I have suffered much and more as a result of their conquests. Barbaric campaigns in which Gaius Balzar played no small part. My first encounter with the Garleans was 20 years ago. Shortly after the fall of Alamigo, they continued their march into the lands that had long been home to we Duskwights. We sought to repel the invaders, but we were woefully unprepared. Our bows and arrows were no match for their magitech, and even our most powerful magics did little to slow their advance. I fought on the front line, but was knocked unconscious in the opening exchange. When I came to, I was alone. The rest of my unit slaughtered. I hurried back to my village to look for my wife and daughter, only to find the place deserted. My search lasted for days, then weeks, then months, and it seemed they had disappeared without a trace. I finally learned from two Imperials held at Bittermill that the villagers had been captured and used as test subjects for the poison gas that would later be known as Black Rose. They were never seen again. For 20 long years I roamed aimlessly, with nothing but hatred to keep me alive. I eventually found myself at the Order of the Twin Adder, who offered me a place among their ranks. The desire for revenge was the only thing I had left, so without a moment's hesitation I accepted. Were it not for the war with Garlemald, I would have been loath to work alongside the city-dwelling Gridanians, who for so long had treated my kind as outcasts. But none of that mattered anymore. It all culminated with Operation Archon. As you led the charge into the Praetorium, we were right behind you. And when the place came crumbling down, most of us were caught in the rubble. I escaped with my life, though many others were less fortunate. Having dragged myself free from the rubble, I sought a way out. It was then that I encountered none other than Gaius Balzar, on the verge of death. The gods had delivered to me the man whose conquest had robbed me of everything.
I was poised, ready to exact my revenge, and then he spoke. I will not beg for mercy. I will only ask that you stay your hand a while longer. I cannot die until I have rid the world of the Asian menace. For millennia mankind has danced to their tune, but no more. Then, once we are finally free, my life is yours for the taking.
I would have struck him down there and then had I not sensed truth in his words. So I decided to grant him a stay of execution and join him on his hunt. All this time I've kept a close eye on Gaius. Though he is ever on the watch for pursuers, he has granted me ample opportunity to slay him if I so chose. And I still might, if he shows even the slightest sign of betraying our agreement. But for now, the Asians are my chosen quarry. If they are indeed the ones pulling the Empire's strings, then it shall not end until they have been eradicated. Every last one. Though I could not save my kin, there are those who may yet be spared the horrors of war. Unfortunately, dealing with the Asians will have to wait until we have brought an end to Garlemald's weapon project. Though we may have vanquished two of the new weapons, we must make every effort to prepare for whatever the Garleans throw at us next. Perhaps Severa can tell us whether the Ironworks engineers have uncovered any information of note. I mean, my Echo has already told me that they have run off with their remaining weapons. Used the Sapphire weapon to distract us and hold us until they could get away.
The Ironworks engineers are still at work dismantling the Sapphire weapon and investigating the Turncliffe Magitech facility. Though they have yet to make their report, they may have some news to share at this juncture. Please, wait here a moment.
We've yet to finish our investigation, but I can give you a preliminary report.
Were you able to recover anything of note?
Before abandoning the facility, they'd attempted to destroy anything they couldn't take with them, including many of their research materials. Luckily, some information relating to the Sapphire weapon's combat data was intact.
Judging by what we saw during the battle, it was extracted from regular Van Hydrus, correct?
It also appears that the Sapphire weapon was actually in an incomplete state, and therefore unable to perform at full capacity.
Even so, it was immensely powerful. Had they been given the chance to finish it before we'd arrived, who knows how it would have ended.
Indeed. We may not be so fortunate next time, so we must prepare for the worst. The Ironworks will continue to investigate the Sapphire weapon and look into possible countermeasures.
The Echo afforded you a glimpse into the conversation between Rickon and Rex prior to the weapon's deployment. Do you remember any other details?
Yeah, something about Oversoul, which allowed them to get it functioning to the state it currently was.
Improvements were made to the synthetic orocyte system to prevent malfunctions. Then it was never their intent to create a manifestation of Nail Van Darnus. But there's one thing that was intended.
Oversoul. Its activation results in the pilot being absorbed by the core, killing them in the process. Rex and Rickon were fully aware of this, were they not?
And Rickon specifically used it intentionally.
then the death of the pilot was by design all along. Alphonse, how could you? Sacrificing your own siblings to fuel these accursed war machines.
Surely there's no cause worth paying such a price.
Aye, nothing is more precious than family.
This nightmare is far from over. It appears that Rex has fled with the remaining weapons, and we can assume that Alphonse has every intention of sending them into battle. We must find a way to disable them before Oversoul can be activated. I have seen enough death. I do not wish to see any more.
Then there is no time to waste. Let's be about it, Gaius. Severa, you're in charge here. Keep Sid and his team safe while they carry out the investigation.
Understood. Please see that no harm comes to Gaius.
While we're gone, I need you to relay everything to the Resistance troops. Your first-hand account should prove useful. If there are any developments, we'll be sure to contact you.
Yeah.
I guess I gotta go with this escort. Back to Girabania. All the way over here. Welcome back! It sounds like you've been on quite the journey, all the way to Turncliffe. And judging by the fact you made it here in one piece, I trust everything went according to plan? Kinda. What an astonishing account. I wouldn't mind putting that G-Warrior through its paces myself. Certainly a lot more stimulating than supervising this rabble, I'd imagine. Anyway, as before, I'll compile the information into a report and leave it over there for your perusal, should you feel so inclined. If we hear anything from headquarters, we'll be sure to pass it on. Sapphire weapon bust. Oh, for my tabletop.
You mean I don't get a G-Warrior of my own?
Meanwhile, in the 7th Legion's Werlit headquarters... Who dat? Alright. Doing one-finger push-ups? Over here? What's up with these kids? What? Sir, I have many questions. I have come to deliver my report, Lord Valens. That's a lot of sweat. Ah, so you have returned, young Alfred. Or was it Alwick? Not that it really matters, of course. I hear that you and your darling brothers and sisters have allowed the sapphire weapon to fall into the hands of the enemy. Do tell me it isn't so. I am afraid that is the case, Lord Valens. Oh, come now. No need to be so sullen. As they say, to err is human, to forgive divine. And you know how forgiving I can be when it suits me. Have a cup of milk? Okay. So tell me, whatever your name is, who was able to best the sapphire weapon?
Our sources state that the one known as the Warrior of Light was assisted by Sid Garland and Gaius van Baelsar, my lord. Our sources? You mean you, yourself, who saw me and Gaius and Sid?
Gaius. Yes, it seems he's been quite the troublemaker of late. Defecting from Garlemald, assassinating the Emperor. Whatever next? Oh well, there's no use crying over spilt milk.
They put a lot of effort into this cutscene.
Speaking of which, I've become quite the connoisseur since arriving in Werlit. This particular variety comes from a rare breed of cow. You know, only 100 of them in existence and pampered every day of their lives. Yes, they are quite valuable, until their milk dries up, that is. When it does, they are sent to the slaughterhouse like all the rest, for that is their lot in life. To be discarded once they have served their purpose. Did I create the ruby and sapphire weapons so that you could deliver them gift-wrapped to the enemy? I can see it now, Sid Nun Garland rubbing his hands with glee at all the technological marvels we've bestowed upon him. And you let Gaius van Baelsar, of all people, get the better of you! How do you think this reflects on me? The legatus of the 7th Legion, humiliated by that traitor! Humiliated, I say! There's only one way to deal with worthless provincial filth like you. Wait for me in the correction chamber. You need to be taught a lesson in obedience. Yes, my lord.
Forgive my intrusion, Lord Valens, but it's time for your meeting with the head of Magitech Development.
Oh, how time flies when you're whipping useless soldiers into shape. Yes. I'll be along once I've made myself presentable. Can't have people thinking I've let my standards slip, now can I?
Seriously, what's up with the children? And who's that? Or is that just your suit of armor sitting in the corner? Okay, it's your suit of armor. That's a weird way to, like, store your armor. Just sitting in a chair. Usually it'd be, like, hung up on a stand of some sort.
What are you doing here?
You wish to see me, Lord Valens?
Did I now? Yes, that's right. So you're Ally, yes? And you joined the military of your own free will, along with your fellow orphans? Such devotion! What an inspiration you are! You see, it is my firm belief that love grants us the power to move mountains, to overcome any obstacle. Together, we shall discover the strength that lies within you. Take my hand, child. I will show you the way.
How does this armor... Like, I swear he's grown like 2 feet since he put the armor on. Maybe it's just because of the perspective and, you know, her being shorter than the previous guy. I don't know. But, man, I gotta say, Valen?
Doesn't matter what comes, fresh feels better in life. With mental fresh and full of life. Nothing gets to you, staying fresh, staying cool. With mental fresh and full of life. Fresh goes better. Mentos freshness. Fresh goes better with Mentos fresh and full of life. Mentos, the fresh maker.
He could use a Mentos. You know, calm down them anger issues of his.
Blood of Emerald.
Hang on. What about you?
Of late, all I can think about is weapons, weapons, weapons. I channel this passion into crafting homages of my favorite war machina, which is more than a mere hobby. It's the wind in my sails. Alas, I am lacking fresh inspiration, and I fear that without the necessary stimulation, my tools will be left to gather dust.
Well, I guess I can't get the extreme version of that fight. Well, it wasn't really a trial, so I guess that's why. Wouldn't make much sense.
Blood of Emerald. Sid's investigation in Turncliffe has led to startling revelations.
Ah, it's good to see you, Janasia. I'm pleased to report that Master Garland and the others uncovered a fair bit of useful information at the Imperial facility in Turncliffe. In fact, he'd like you to rendezvous with Gaius in the town square, where he'll reveal what they've found. Once you're ready to depart, your escort will lead the way.
Oh, I'm ready to depart. Let's go. Resistance escort. You're a bit farther away this time.
All set for the journey ahead?
Yeah.
Now that you're here, perhaps Sid will finally deign to dispense his findings. Severa, inform him of Genasia's arrival.
Thanks for coming.
So, what have you discovered?
To tell the truth, we were lucky to obtain any information at all, considering the lengths to which the Imperials went in covering their tracks. You see, the hangar below was not just used to store the weapons, but played a critical role in their creation. We now know the code names given to 3 of the weapons: Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald.
Obviously, we are all familiar with the first 2, but the third is something of an unknown quantity.
At the very least, this confirms the existence of another of those abominations.
What are we waiting for? Let's go after it!
The problem lies in ascertaining its whereabouts. None of the locals have seen anything resembling a weapon being transported either by land or air.
Which of course leaves only one option: the sea. According to what fragmented data we were able to recover, the Emerald weapon is equipped with aquatic capabilities, much like the Sapphire.
Meaning that its escape from Turncliffe would have gone undetected, and could potentially be anywhere by now. But if Alphonse plans to have it absorb more primals, the logical choice would be Eorzea.
And traveling by sea would allow him to circumvent the front line at Gimlet entirely. The Alliance must be alerted at once.
Hold your chocobos, Severa. It seems that the Emerald Weapon was still incomplete when the 7th Legion withdrew from Turncliffe. It's far more likely that it was transported to another facility in order to add the finishing touches.
If your supposition is correct, that would narrow our search to but 2 possible locations. Castrum Marinum in the Rotono Sea and Castrum Occidens in eastern Lanosia.
Both of which are known to harbor remnants of the 14th Legion, your former subordinates, Gaius.
Be that as it may, our objective is unchanged. Valtulin, you and Severa will make your way to Castrum Occidens, while Genasi and I head for Castrum Marinum.
Should we locate the Emerald Weapon, we will give the signal to dispatch the G-Warrior and eliminate it before it can be activated.
Sorry to disappoint you, but we're still repairing the damage it sustained during the encounter with the Sapphire Weapon. While Allegan machinery has its uses, it's a bugger to find replacement parts in a pinch. We've actually been...
my character. Aww. I wanted to do the G-Weapon again.
We've actually been working to expand its already impressive arsenal, but the G-Warrior itself is in no fit state for combat. While I'm aware this is a far from adequate replacement, I can provide an Ironworks submersible to help Genasi and Gaius reach Castrum Marinum. I'll have one sent ahead to Vesper Bay.
A submersible, eh? I don't much like the sound of that. Perhaps Severa and I should count ourselves fortunate that our destination can be approached by land. I pray you have a safe journey. Watch yourself out there, Genasia. I got this. I handled the ruby without the G-Weapon. I'm sure I could handle the emerald.
It is time we departed. Let us make our way to Vesper Bay.
Ba-da-bum.
As per Master Garland's instructions, the submersible is ready when you are. But before you depart, I've received some scraps of intelligence regarding your opponent from my colleagues in Turncliffe. Apparently, it uses some sort of levitating hand-like appendages. 6 of them, in fact. Though we're not quite sure what purpose they serve, it sounds like having eyes in the back of your head might come in handy. But that's all we know, I'm afraid. You have our thanks. After all, forewarned is forearmed. If the Emerald Weapon has indeed been transported to this castrum, it would need to enter via the dry dock. We shall do likewise. As one might expect, there are measures to keep out intruders, but the security systems can be tricked into recognizing us as an Imperial vessel. That said, infiltrating the facility is merely the first step. Should the Emerald Weapon be activated, it is only a matter of time before the pilot uses Oversoul. We must silence the War Machina before this happens, and failing that, grant the poor soul at its helm the mercy of a swift death. Had these wounds healed more quickly, I could have gone with you, but I fear I would only slow you down. As such, I shall provide what support I can from afar. Whatever happens, The emerald weapon must be defeated at all costs.
Castrum Marinum, now accessible. A duty, is it? It's a trial. Alright. We shall make an attempt solo. See if it requires multiple people, like the Cinder Drift did. Because really, the only reason we couldn't do Cinder Drift is because it required at least 2 people. What with its instant kill attacks that can only be avoided by having multiple people. Ooh. This is it, said Gaius, along with other things.
I've been expecting you, hero of Eorzea. Look, Father, this is the power that we command.
Part 5. War Machina. Sabita, Hato, Sabita, Hato, Sabita. Sabita, Hato, Sabita, Hato, Sabita.
There's no need for us to fight. Let us help you.
I'm sorry, Father. We've come too far to back down now.
Witness.
Darkness, let your shield Those are gonna be... Wait, they're gonna be repulsive each other. Dang it. Should have recognized that. Split. Hey now, Weevil. Maybe the other side? Or... Oh. One of those, huh? Out come the 6 hands. Darkness, come break the shield of light. Those two are going to be repulsed. So surely... That's rude. Come on. I didn't see it. I was just like, all right, what are you gonna do next? And then, oh! It's distracted. This time around, but I have it. Foreknowledge. Little circles. And then watch out for the blue circle this time. There it is. man. Come on now. You should know that trick doesn't work on me anymore. Dead. I said you're dead. I said dead.
So it's come to this. But no matter what, I cannot lose! I cannot afford to lose. Not even you can beat the Empire's finest, activating Oversoul.
Baelstar combat data ready.
Ali Alphonse, this is goodbye. Rex, what have you done?
Activating.
What is the meaning of this? Wait, that glow. Bear witness to the glory of the Empire! This is Whirlit, at the time of the invasion.
Yeah, the limit gauge reset. The limit gauge that totally exists. I guess I'm gonna get pushed.
Forward!
Come.
Form rights. Fire!
Oh, what? I thought it was over, right over there. Oh well. Okay, I could have sworn I saw a gap that was like way over here. I thought I'd had one way off. Optimized Ultima, huh? Just brush it off. Tertius Terminus Est. Oh, great. It's this thing again. What? It's just a little too sweet, whatever. And I win. Hello, guys.
And so it ends. But why would Rex throw away his life? For this? You are right. If I am ever to learn the truth, I must concentrate on the task at hand. Of course, we do not need to wait for Sid's analysis to tell us whose combat data was used on this occasion. It galls me to think that my techniques and strategies could be so closely replicated. Nevertheless, the observations I made during the battle may yet prove useful. As a matter of fact, that was not the only information I was able to gather. I intercepted a signal that revealed the troops stationed here were permitted to withdraw, seemingly in return for assisting the 7th Legion. They must have known that the Alliance would follow the Emerald weapon here sooner or later, and made good their escape. Meaning the way is now clear for Sid to inspect the War Machina's remains.
But I worry that this was a distraction. And that they are assaulting somewhere else at this point.
We got here as soon as we could. Not that we could have done anything to prevent this tragedy. From what we know, it seems that the Emerald weapon was ilm for ilm a great deal more powerful than the previous two. If this is allowed to continue, who knows what sort of monstrosity the 7th Legion will conceive next.
You say it's ilm for ilm more powerful than the previous two, but I beg to differ. I beg to differ, good sir. Yeah, I don't know about that. The previous two had instant kill moves. One of them would crash a materialized version of Dalamud to the surface, causing a shockwave explosion that would wipe you out if you didn't deal with it beforehand. And that was the first one. And then the second one, I had to be in a G-Warrior, although that might just be because, you know, it was over the water, and I cannot fly by myself, sadly. And there's no such thing as mounted combat, I guess.
Nevertheless, Junosia has once again proven herself capable of overcoming the worst the Empire has at its disposal.
You may be relieved to hear that Castrum Occidens was free of anything resembling a weapon. Unfortunately, it was also devoid of any useful leads, and we came away empty-handed.
In all honesty, part of me wishes we had never found the Emerald Weapon. Perhaps then Rex would not have been forced to make the ultimate sacrifice. I only hope that he is finally at peace.
We will do what we can to spare others from sharing his fate. I and the Ironworks will search this place from top to bottom for clues as to the 7th Legion's plans.
Before that, allow me to sweep up the area, or to sweep the area for booby traps and the like. I would not put it past the Imperials to have left a few surprises for us.
Agreed. I'll go with you.
With that in mind, I'll begin my examination of the Emerald Weapon. Carefully, that is.
Of course, you'll have to get over there. There's a huge pit between you and the weapon right now. And believe me, that is not a good pit to fall in.
Brain. Echo.
Alphonse! You knew all this time, didn't you? Melisandre and Recon, too. Everyone except me. And you, Rex?
Yes, that's what the synthetic Orocyte system is. The fusion between pilot and core is the key to Oversoul. And unless we use it, we don't have a chance of beating Father's newfound friends. They stand between us and the primals, without which the weapons will never reach their full potential. We thought that if you knew the truth about Oversoul, you'd try to stop us.
And she should try to stop. You shouldn't be trying to do this at all. Of course I would. But what I don't understand is why all of you are so willing to give your lives for the weapon project. What is it all for?
It all began the day Father left. Without his guidance, his protection, the Garleans lost any respect they once had for us. But their cruelty pales in comparison to Valen's. To him, conscripts like us are expendable commodities, an endless supply of test subjects for his twisted experiments. But no matter what they do to us, we will never lose hope. If it is the duty of the strong to lead the weak, we will become strong and protect those who cannot protect themselves. You can't become strong if you're dead. The weapon project will give us the strength we need. We will create a world where people like us can live without fear of persecution.
See, now, here's the thing, though. Like, you're not becoming strong. The weapon is strong. You're just becoming a user of the weapon. And if the weapon's the only thing that's strong, not you, then that means that anyone who uses the weapon is strong, which means you're not really strong, you're just using a strong weapon. Like, you're not becoming strong. In order to become strong, you have to better yourself, not find some machinery to pilot. We want you to see this new world for yourself. We want you to see this new world for yourself, Ali. Even if we must give our lives to make it a reality. Or you could leave the Garlean Empire and fight against them and save all of the weak little children that you want to save. Like, but why me?
The years spent serving the Empire have changed us all. Except you, Allie. Even after everything you've seen, you're still the caring, innocent girl we grew up with. More than any of us, you deserve a chance at happiness. That's what we all agreed. Allie, listen to me. Right now, the soldiers assigned to watch over us have been called away to the capital. Now is our chance to get you out of here.
Then why don't you come with me?
If Alphonse and I were to run away now, they'd only force others to take our place. We can't let that happen.
And if you die, they'll force others to take your place.
This is our way of upholding the ideals Father instilled in us. Our lives are a small price to pay for Wurlit's freedom.
Except you're not freeing anyone! You're just dying! Oh my goodness. No! How can you expect me to leave you behind? I won't do it!
We will forever be at your side, Allie. Rex, take her to the holding cells.
No! Let me go!
So win or lose, the plan is to hand over the castrum to Father, is that right? Yes. They'll take Allie into their custody before the Garleans return, while you will be free to pilot the Emerald weapon without her interfering. We can't let her hinder the completion of the weapon project. I'm counting on you, Alphonse. Don't let our sacrifice be in vain. Rex, have you forgotten what I told you? You mustn't use Oversoul. I can't lose you too. We both know I can't win without it. Besides, we need the combat data of the Emerald weapon fighting at its peak if we're to have any chance of perfecting it the synthetic Orocyte system. You know I'm not the sort to do things by halves. Forgive me, Rex. Don't you worry about me. If this is where I meet my end, I'll do it with a smile on my face. The rest is up to you, Alphonse.
Look who we found. This is the girl you spoke of, yes? She was locked in a cell, but I saw no harm in letting her out. Can't say for certain, but it seems she's been through quite an ordeal. No. Why, Rex? Why?
Gaius, once we've extracted the core, we'll take it back to Turncliffe for analysis. Perhaps she could come with us? There's no use in her staying here.
So Rex, if you did win, what was the plan? Just run away
and let Gaius take the facility, I guess? Because I'm like, if you win, how does Gaius take the facility? But I guess if you just flee after beating me up.
Severa is taking care of Ali, but it may be some time until her nerves have settled. If the vision you witnessed is indeed true, Alphonse and Rex locked her away for her own safety. When she is ready, I would know more of what her brother hopes to achieve and why he must resort to such desperate measures.
The thing is, he mustn't. There is no need to resort to such measures.
Ali's condition has improved somewhat, but she remains in a state of shock. We must give her more time to recover. There was one other thing that I thought you should know. When we checked her for injuries, we saw that her back is covered in welts and bruises.
Who did this to her?
It seems she was subjected to beatings on a regular basis. Judging by the varied stages of bruising, I dare say this was the work of her Garlean masters.
You speak as though you have seen this before.
Seen? I have lived through it myself. I was born in Werlit, 23 summers past. My mother was a local woman, but my father was pure-blooded Garlean and a member of the occupying forces. Though I know very little about him, his rank afforded me imperial citizenship. His acknowledgement of our familial ties was the extent of the responsibility he took for bringing me into this world. Still, it is more than can be said for most of his ilk. My mother and I were shunned by the people of Werlit, who treated us as badly as the Garleans did, if not worse. I thought that if I were to become an imperial soldier, my position might somehow deter those who would cast scorn on my mother, if only out of fear. So I joined the army. The acceptance I earned was but temporary, however, and my superiors were quick to blame any perceived shortcomings on my savage lineage. Rather than waste time on official court-martials, they administered their own form of corporal punishment. I was eventually assigned to the 12th Legion and fought under Xenosye Galvas in Alamigo. In the chaos that followed our defeat, I seized the opportunity to flee to Werlit. While it was never much of a home, it was all I had. But nothing could prepare me for what awaited. My mother had for many years suffered from poor health and relied on medicine to keep her alive. In my absence, the Garleans had denied her treatment, claiming that it would be wasted on savages. By the time I came to her side, there was naught I could do. There was nothing left for me in Werlit. I would be punished for desertion if the Imperials discovered the reason for my return, and I was never accepted by my so-called countrymen to begin with. I ran as far as my legs could carry me. It was then that I met Gaius.
So that's the truth of it. Other than a few scant details, I knew naught of your past. It sickens me to think that I once fought under the same banner as such vile creatures. I had always believed it to be the duty of the strong to lead the weak. Yet there are those who become drunk on the power afforded by their station, and prey on ones who they should protect. Like a canker, this corruption has spread to every part of the Empire.
Even those with Garlean blood, such as myself, are subjected to their cruelty. They hold particular contempt for the Al-Ra, an easy target for abuse being so few in number. Perhaps, like me, Ali thought she would be spared such treatment once she joined the army. Alas. I only hope that with time Ali can put the past behind her and make a new life for herself. But for now, all we can do is wait for her delirium to subside. It is Valdulin's turn to keep watch. Let us ask him if there has been any change. I suppose you're here to ask about Ali.
Is she well enough to speak with us?
As her condition has improved somewhat, I would say so, provided you do not cause her any undue distress. Wait here.
Ali, I'm sorry. What happened to Rex? It was my fault. Melisandre and Recon too. They died because of me and my foolish ambitions.
Father, no.
This cannot go on. Please, Ali, you must tell me all you know.
Of course.
First, I need to know what became of you and your siblings after we were parted.
So much has happened, it seems like a lifetime ago. After your disappearance, we were all assigned to the newly reformed 7th Legion. At first, each legatus was quickly replaced by the next, until eventually a man named Valens van Varo was given command. He was sent from the capital, but before that, he was a specialist in experimental magitech weaponry. We later discovered that he was ordered by Emperor Varus to complete a project involving anti-primal war machina, the weapons. But after the Emperor's death, he was free to employ whatever methods he saw fit, and his greed for power only grew. Some even say he is planning to use the power of the weapons to lay claim to the throne. But I think there's another reason for his obsession with the weapon project. Not that he'd ever tell anyone, but he's always muttering to himself, and I've been able to put the pieces together. He's jealous of you, Father.
Valens van Varo. I must admit, it was only recently that I first heard that name.
Valens used his knowledge of magitech to devise various military strategies. He was given a position in the army and quickly rose through the ranks. That was until one man stood in his way. You, Father. He was one of the candidates to lead the new 14th Legion, but that role fell to you. After that, he was assigned to serve under a far more gifted engineer, Nero, who was in charge of restoring the Ultima weapon. Valens has resented you ever since, going so far as to oppose the ideals you upheld, where you treated those who served the Empire based on merit rather than on their race or origin. Valens is adamant that pure-blooded Garleans are superior to all others. It never ceases to amaze me how far some will go in the name of revenge. All that hatred festering away, nothing good could ever come of it.
So the marks on your body are his handiwork.
Yes. To Valens and his men, we are no more than fodder for his experiments. Playthings on which they can vent their frustrations. Every day is filled with nothing but pain.
If I had remained in Garlemald, you would never have been forced to endure this abuse.
It's not your fault, Father. We could have fled from Valens if we'd wanted to. After all, we're expendable and easily replaced. The truth is, that's exactly why we couldn't run. In saving ourselves, we would be condemning others. If we were to stay, to see the weapons project to its completion, we would gain the power to defeat Valens, and then the Empire itself, freeing the world from its tyranny. Or you could just go to the Alliance, Eorzea, and assist us in taking them down. It don't need those weapons. That way, we might start afresh and find a place we can call home. And not just for us, but for anyone who wishes to live in peace.
You would give your lives for a future you may not live to see.
We took courage from your teachings, Father. The strong must lead the weak, and we would gain that strength by whatever means necessary. We will fight for the sake of those who cannot. But we knew that you'd never consent to our participation in the weapon project, which is why we couldn't turn to you for help. As the pilots, we're the only ones who are able to stop Valens. We know just how powerful the weapons are. He would use them to bring the world to its knees. And his masterpiece is the worst of them all. If only I could get my hands on it. Then I could have Alphonse and all of Wurlit. Then I could save Alphonse and all of Wurlit. Father, I know you and Alphonse stand on opposing sides of this conflict, but there must be some way you can help him. He may have called you our enemy before, but he never meant it. He still loves you, Father. You are everything he aspires to be.
I have failed him. Failed you all. But I refuse to abandon him to his fate. I will free him from Valens, if it is the last thing I do.
Thank you. He needs you, now more than ever. Yeah, if only we could get to him before he jumps in another weapon and kills himself.
Listen, Ali. I once sought the strength to rebuild the world as I saw fit. But the Ultima weapon was born not to create, but to destroy. Alphonse must not follow in my footsteps. I know all too well where they lead. I will do all I can to help your brother. Pray, tell me where he is.
I'm sorry. I don't know where he could be.
In that case, I shall have the Alliance dispatch scouts. Wherever he is, we will find him. As for you, Ali, you must stay here and rest.
Wait. You're the one who fought Rex, Recon, and Melisandre, aren't you?
Yeah.
We're the ones who threatened your homeland. You only did what you had to do. I have no right to ask this of you, but... lend my father your strength. Save Alphonse. I know now why they call you hero.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to save Rex, but he refused to get out of the war machina.
Alphonse, I'll do what I must to free you, even if it means going against Father's wishes. But I have a good feeling about his new friend.
Severa, see that she has everything she needs. Our allies must be informed of these troubling events. May I ask you to relay this news to the troops in Girabania?
Your loving father act may fool the others, Gaius, but not me. For every life you've saved, you've ended 1,000 more. Or is this your idea of redemption?
Call it what you will. For all my transgressions, I believe I still have a part to play.
Was I wrong to spare you that day? Or will you honor your word? It seems the time has come for the Black Wolf to show his true colors. He seems to be speaking truth and acting in truth. As far as I can tell, I see no lies. I see a man that does in fact care for the orphan that he took in. Which is to be expected of a person who takes in an orphan. We recently received word of your victory over the Emerald Weapon. I expect it was another fine display on your part. Not that any of us were there to see it. For that reason, we'd be grateful if you could give us a blow-by-blow account, if you wouldn't mind. Sure. Good grief, it sounds like you had an awful lot to contend with. Rather you than me. I shall add this to our ever-growing stack of reports, should anyone wish to review this information ahead of the next sortie. Now, if I may say so, it looks like your ordeals have taken their toll. We'll let you know if anything requires your attention. But until then, be sure to get some rest. Oh, War Machina fanatic.
Meanwhile, in the 7th Legion's correction chamber, oh boy.
Three weapons, three pitiful displays of ineptitude.
Ah!
To make matters worse, one of my prime candidates, your precious sister, no less, has escaped.
Ah!
And who should she go crawling to but that swine Gaius? After everything I've done for her. And this is how she repays me. As her older brother, it's your responsibility to instill some discipline in her. And you failed miserably. Well, don't just stand there, boy. Oh, of course. It's your first time, isn't it? Come along, there's no need to be shy.
am I supposed to recognize this man?
You see, something wicked has taken hold of this young man, and it's our job to cleanse his troubled spirit. It may look painful, but it's the only way, I assure you. He'll be ever so grateful, and you want him to get better, don't you? There's a good boy. Now, let's try again, shall we? Burn out the bad! Burn out the bad! Burn out the bad!
Burn out the bad. Burn out the bad. Burn out the bad. Burn out the bad.
Burn out the bad! Burn out the bad! Burn out the bad!
Burn out the bad.
Burn out the bad! Burn out the bad! Ah! Well done. You've all made Father proud. Very proud indeed. As for you, I thought you were a cut above the rest of the savages, but it appears I was mistaken. And since you allowed that wretched sister of yours to escape, it falls to you to act as her replacement. I choose you as the next pilot, and your mission is simple. Kill Gaius van Baelsar, whatever it takes. And if you so much as entertain the idea of betraying me again, I'll exterminate every last one of your kind. Like the vermin they are!
That's gonna be difficult to do.
Having said that, we will be forcibly initiating Oversoul using Xenos' combat data, so whatever schemes you may be hatching will never come to pass. All you need to do is sit back and let the synthetic Orocyte system do the work, with you as its conduit. You should thank me for allowing you to become part of my masterpiece. Your worthless existence will finally have some semblance of meaning.
Lord Valens, preparation for the Oversoul trial are complete. We await your orders.
Splendid. There's never a dull moment around here. Now then, boys, who'd like to see something special? Come along, everyone. Father has secrets to share with you. This is my chance. And it's all thanks to the sacrifices made by my dear siblings.
Finally, the weapon will be mine to command. Once it has reached perfection, I will be unstoppable. First Valens, then the Empire itself will fall, and we will be free at last. Father, keep Ali safe. Melisandre, Rickon, Rex, I'll see this through to the end, I promise. What do you bet there's some sort of... Until then, watch over me. What do you bet there's some sort of, like, thing they programmed into the War Machina that it can't go against Valen? Like, he's got some sort of passcode that takes control. Or that it always follows Imperial orders.
So, is it ready or not?
The trial sequence has been primed, sir.
Then get on with it!
Initiating synthetic aurosite system. Loading diamond weapon simulation. What's going on?
You're helping us with a little research is all. Whatever your name is. The time has come for you to contribute to the glory of Garlemald.
This isn't what we agreed. You said that if I took part in the experiment, you'd let my family go.
You have Xenos' data loaded, yes? Activate Oversoul, and be quick about it.
Understood, Lord Valens.
Galvus combat sample ready. Initiating organic core overwrite. That doesn't look good.
Yeah! Mine is... No! This is what it takes to protect you both. I love you! I'm so sorry! Where is my prey? Where is my prey?
Organic core override complete. Xenos Galvus data loaded.
The subject is instinctively bound to seek out prey, right from the outset. Regardless of the combat prowess it may boast, I need an obedient servant, not a ravenous beast.
Do you know Xenos?
Enough! Shut it down!
Deactivating synthetic aurosite system. It's like... It's like... Xenos here? Xenos here, Galvus? Yeah, he's got a fascination with me.
How revolting! And what a mess it makes of the cockpit. Adjust the settings and prepare for another run. Fortunately, we have the next test subject ready and waiting.
Bro. But sir, you agreed to release his family in exchange for his cooperation.
Ha! My, I never knew you had such a wonderful sense of humor. The great Valens Van Varro bargaining with savages? Ha! More fool him for trusting me in the first place.
Blink, blink. Yeah, what did you expect? Of late, all I can think about is weapons, weapons, weapons. Emerald weapon. Why, yes! Of course! Just a moment, please. Oof. Can't be good. This thing weighs a tons! Perhaps I should have used lighter materials. Hey, look at that. It's got arms. Lots of arms. Or, well, lots of hands. How are they floating? So what do you think? Is it every bit as terrifying as the foe you faced? Behold, the malevolent Malachite marauder, the vicious Viridian villain, the Jumentous giant. Actually, perhaps not that last one. Anyway, it's the Emerald Weapon! I assure you I spared no expense in making it as true to life, so to speak, as possible. The information we gathered regarding its design revealed several startling details. Perhaps most surprising of all were the free-floating manipulators, or hands if you prefer, which allowed it to attack from multiple angles simultaneously. We even learned that their positioning was based on tactics used by Gaius himself when he led the Imperial invasion of Werlit. By surrounding the target, they are able to bombard it from all sides while keeping it pinned down. So what? Oh my goodness, dude. Yeah, that's nice, but like... Not only that, but the Emerald Weapon was able to perfectly replicate Gaius's renowned Terminus Est gunblade technique, though on a much larger scale. I wish I could have been there to see it for myself. Ooh, you're so lucky! Goodness me, all this talking has made me rather parched. But before I pour myself a nice glass of local Auric, I think it's time for us to fire up the real virtual combat simulation Experiencinator to see what wonders it can conjure. Anything could happen, so don't say I didn't warn you! Castrum Marinum Extreme now accessible. Sabik, hot of Sabik, hot of Sabik. Nice. But that is where we're gonna have to end it for today. If been going over long because that last set of cutscenes took a while to close out that quest. But we took care of quite a bit. It's probably just this one final quest in memory, or maybe two quests, but wish to help their newfound allies in Turncliffe. But yeah, getting close to the end of this little storyline. Alright, next stream will be on Monday for some more Trash Goblin. And then Wednesday should be more OC redesign art stream. Working more on the arm armor. And then next Saturday we shall continue to take out these weapons. and beat up the Garlean Empire. And there's no music. The music is gone. Okay, let's get someplace with some music. But regardless, until next time, now the music comes back. Until next time, be kind to yourself, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next mission. Bye-bye.